If you're a coach who wants clients, who wants to feel more confident, who wants to have some freedom in their business, this episode is for you. I'm going to talk to you about how to get aligned with your business, and this is a special episode for women over 50. Today, I'm going to talk about ending the competition. I'm going to talk about how to separate yourself from the AI-generated content that is out there. I'm going to help you create true connection with yourself and then with your clients. And I'm going to help you stop looking around to see what others are doing, because you, my friend, you actually have the answers to how to become aligned with your brand, with your niche, with your offer, with all of your business. And I will tell you, once you get this true alignment, you will finally have freedom and really the joy that you were seeking to have when you started your coaching business. You guys ready? Let's go. Today we're going to think about alignment, and I'm going to use the image of your body as the way that we get aligned. And I want you to think about yourself standing there and getting really firmly rooted in your business. And we're going to start with your head. And I'm going to use this analogy because what is in your mind, what you know to be true, what you have experienced, the thoughts that you have, the experiences you have, the work you have done, the books that you have read, the knowledge that you have, it is all contained in that beautiful brain of yours. And I want you to think about what is in your mind, what has shaped your mind. That is actually what shaped your vision, all of the experiences in your life, and has gotten you to this very moment. And I want to tell you, all of those ideas combined, those are actually your niche. I know you're thinking like, I need to find the perfect niche. And I bet you if we sat down together right now and I ask you about the most meaningful life experiences, where you had the biggest transformations, all of that is contained in your mind. And I want you to know that that experience, the accumulation of all of that, actually is the niche that you should choose. You guys hear me on this? This is how you get alignment with your niche, with your brand, with your business. Is it first starts with what you deeply know, not what you think you should have. When you know your niche, it will help you get clarity on everything else that is going on in your business. When you think about what you already know, I can tell you, when you step into being the leader of that niche, your business gets easy. You won't have to figure out how to market yourself. It will come naturally. Okay, let's think about your head. It's where all that beautiful knowledge and life experience is held right there. That is your niche. Then let's move down to your heart. That is where your why is. It starts with your niche. It starts with this transformation that you've had, this knowledge that you've accumulated, all the things that you're interested in. You actually have created a why out of that. I really believe that. I think if you sort of allow yourself to have a niche that really feels aligned with you, I think you'll discover that why that makes you cry is right within that same niche. It is the passion that has fueled you to go on a self-discovery path for yourself. That is the same passion that will be the why, that will be the heart of your business. This is going to be the thing that will keep you going. It really is like the life force that will help you commit to keep going even when things get tough. And I want you to think about really revisiting your why all the time and stay really grounded in that as your purpose. Again, think about that why that makes you cry. I always tell people, I want you to think about your niche client and really how they feel and the suffering that they're feeling. I want you to think about where you once were and where you are now in a life that you love, or where you have gotten through something in your career, or you've managed something in caregiving for a family member, or you've gone through a grief process and you've gotten to the other side of it and you have such a sense of relief. That feeling that you have now is the feeling that you attach to your why. Why do this work? Why work for yourself? It's because you want to make a difference. It's because you want the transformation and the journey that you've been on in your life to matter. That is your why that makes you cry. It's the heart of your business. Then we're going to move on to the third part of alignment, okay? That's the essence of you. This includes your brand, it includes your messaging, and those are all really one part of you. Your brand is how the world sees you. And what is so beautiful about where you are in your life right now is you get to decide, intentionally decide, how do I want to be seen? For so many of us, we got to this place midway through our life. Many of you are actually 50 plus, and you're like, okay, it's time to really decide who I want to be. This time in your life, you get to craft your own reputation. This is brand design. Many of us really think small about brand. We think about the logo. We think about what color should we have? What should our business name be? No, I'm talking about something so much bigger than that. It's the essence of you. And you only really get to decide this once. You get to elevate yourself to that next level, the coach who is successful, and you get to decide, how is the world going to see me? And really, it's a shift in how am I going to see myself? What is the identity that I'm going to now claim as someone who changes the world through coaching? And you guys know how I feel about coaching. It is so amazing and such a beautiful thing. And I truly believe that you have a unique gift and that your life was meant for something, and it's meant for a moment like this. So who do you want to be? How do you want to be seen? I know that you want to look professional, and I know that first impressions matter, and you know that. So how do you get aligned with a brand, an image that will create trust? Now, I want to tell you that there is a process to this, and I actually want to invite you to join us in our Canva workshop. If you just comment the word Canva right below this training or right in the show notes of the podcast that you might be listening to, you guys can get our free Canva training where I actually walk you through the process of creating a professional brand. This entire training on Canva is less than 38 minutes, and I'm going to teach you how to use Canva from start to finish and how to create a brand that truly reflects the energy and the essence of who you are. Let's move on and talk about messaging, because these are the words that you say in your business. And it is true that you need to learn how to market your business. There is a skill to taking the knowledge that you have and putting it together in a message that resonates with people. There really is, you guys. This is a missing piece that so many of you guys are not thinking about. You actually have to learn how to market your business. But what I want you to know is the essence of who you are, the way that you describe things. You actually have terms and what we call coin phrases and ways of talking about something that are unique to only you. I want you to embrace this and to not try to sound like anyone else. This is about alignment. That's what I'm talking about today. You being fully aligned with your coaching business. That includes the way that you talk about things. That includes the way you describe things. That even includes like the tone, the way that you carry yourself, the way that you speak. All of those things together are part of your messaging. So yes, we need to know the pain points. We need to know that basic I help statement. We need to know, how you talk about your offer, how you sell your services. All of that is part of your messaging. And sure, again, you need to learn the messaging process. You need to learn how to appropriately write captions. But your messaging is the words that you say, not that AI says. Not that Google tells you to say, not that you've heard anyone else say. They're really who you are. I think that the work that you need to do to get aligned in your business is with this brand and message piece. It's to really understand, how am I going to define what I'm doing? How am I going to share why this is my thing? Why am I passionate about this particular transformation, this niche, this process? Why is this the why that makes me cry? How do you communicate that? How do you show up in that? All of that is going to be like the anchor for your business. Because if you don't have marketing, my dear one, we don't have a business. There are no clients without marketing. So getting the brand and the messaging right is going to be key to being aligned. But I first want you to know how you want to sound. What is your authentic voice? And how can you use your authentic voice consistently saying the same thing until that compounds? Through the compound effect, that's actually how you begin to build a brand. All right, let's move on to the fourth part of alignment. I'm going to talk about your legs. We've got this body analogy going on. And I think about your legs as being what moves you through your business. It's your offer. Right? Your offer is the thing that's going to move the needle. The offer that you make is going to move you forward in your business. And it has to be aligned with first, what goes on in your mind, right? With the head, with the heart, with your brand, with your message. That offer is an extension of that. The offer is the way that you solve or create transformation for your clients. This is the structure that really holds everything up. Your legs are what get you moving in the world. They get you running in your life, right? It's the same thing with your business. If you want to move fast in your business, you got to pick up the pace and have an offer that really works. It is the methodology that becomes your signature method. When we work with clients, we help them create the accumulation of the knowledge they have, the accumulation of the experience. Remember, I was talking about that with your niche. Up there in your head, that beautiful brain of yours, how do we take all of those things and put them together in an offer that really is strong and clear and that delivers the outcome that you know your niche client needs to have and wants to have? That is what your offer is. It moves you through your business. And look, when we get the offer right, you can pick up the pace, pick up the speed, and it will really make your business easier. And you will actually really enjoy making offers. Right now, chances are you're not making offers because you don't feel aligned with them. You're unsure. You're mostly focused on, is it 12 weeks at this much money? No. Your offer is the whole entire process that you do with your clients. We work with clients to build a boutique style coaching business. That is part of our offer. Do you see how that signature process just sets me apart from everybody else? And by the way, that's what I'm talking about today when we talk about alignment. Really building that boutique, that unique business that really is your signature business. All right, then I want to talk about your feet. This is the fifth part. And I want you to think about being grounded in your pricing. Because look, all of this stuff is beautiful and you can be perfectly aligned with your mind and your heart and the essence of who you are. And that offer that moves you through, the world and helps you pick up momentum and speed. But if you are not grounded with your feet firmly planted in your pricing, my dear one, you're not going to be able to sell your coaching. You've got to have a pricing that moves you forward towards your goal. You got to have a price that works for you. When we have the pricing conversation with clients and they're like, what do you think about my price? I always say okay, what do you think about your price? Because that actually matters more. I'm not going to pick the price for you. We have to decide on a price that is your price. The one that you feel really, again, grounded in. Imagine yourself just standing there and feeling so firm in what you're doing. Your price has to reflect that. That's the price that you say confidently. So you deliver your offer and you're explaining this thing that you feel so aligned with because it's really the essence of who you are. You're talking to that niche client. You get to the point where you make the offer and the price, and there's no doubt in your voice. There's no lack of confidence that shows up. There's no negotiating that's going on in your mind as you're mentioning the price. Like, I don't know, should I offer it less? Should I give them a discount? None of that happens because you're really rooted in the price that is best for you. And as you grow in your business, you'll elevate your price, right? You will rise up to a price that's higher, but today you start with right where you are. Pricing should align with the value that you provide, and it should also align with the life that you are creating. We're all here because we want clients. We want to feel more confident. And of course, we want freedom. And freedom is created from finances, right? When we bring in money to our business, we have freedom. When we create transformation, we have mental freedom. No kidding. I'm telling you, when you are doing the work that you know you meant to do, you won't be laying in bed thinking, am I prepared for tomorrow's coaching session? You'll say, no, I am so ready to do this. So every part of your business needs to be aligned as if your body is aligned with you. So from your head to your feet, you move through your business with confidence. You'll move through the world, through social media, through your email marketing, through your workshops, through your own podcast, through your own YouTube episodes when you are fully aligned. All of this is so much easier when you don't have to become anyone else. When you become the best version of you and you're in true alignment with every part of you, you will feel so grounded in your business and your business will bloom. Your business will grow. So please, Take this as your challenge today. Think about, what is it that I really truly know to be true? What is the transformation that I can really create? What is the knowledge bank that I have acquired? And that really is your niche. And then move on to thinking about that brand and that essence of who you are, the highest, most elevated self. You get to be that today. And then think about that offer that really delivers that result and that price that you can be fully grounded with. And that, my friend, is how you create an aligned business. That's how you're going to create a business that you will thrive in for years. It's going to be a business that you won't be rethinking or overthinking in. You'll know you are finally where you want to be. Now, I hope this episode has inspired you to take some time to make decisions. I want to tell you that when you are aligned with what you really should be doing, the decision-making process will be quick. I think you could sit down today after listening to this episode, and I think you could decide all of those 5 parts that I just discussed, all of them in one sitting, because it's answers that you actually already have. So I want to encourage you, stop researching, stop looking at ChatGPT, stop wondering what successful coaches do, and first tap in with yourself. Get aligned with that. Then we can learn the skill of marketing that actually helps make you successful. But for today, let's focus on the essence of who you are, getting in total alignment with your coaching business. You guys, I can't wait to hear from you. Send me a DM and tell me what resonated with you. Make sure you comment the word Canva. I will send you our completely free training. Plus, I'm going to gift you 30 social media graphics, and I'm going to teach you how to update those to match your beautiful brand that you actually design, that will really reflect the essence of who you are. Okay, I hope you guys have a beautiful week. We'll see you very soon. Until next time, bye-bye.